Hi everyone, I am Dr. Sudhanshu Singh. I welcome you all to my new YouTube channel Management Lectures Made Easy. Today we will be starting with the first topic, that is market basket analysis. Let us start with the introduction of our topic, that is market basket analysis. Market basket analysis is a technique which identifies the strength of association between pairs of products purchased together and identifies patterns of co-occurrence. A co-occurrence is when two or more things take place together. Market basket analysis is one of the key techniques used by large retailers to uncover association between items. It works by looking for combination of items that occur together frequently in transactions. In market basket analysis, which is also called association analysis or frequent item set mining, a marketer analyzes purchases that commonly happen together. For example, people who buy bread and butter also buy fruit jam, or people who buy shampoo might also buy conditioner. What relationship there are between items is the target of analysis. Knowing what your customer tend to buy together can help with marketing efforts and store or website layout. Moreover, customers ordering through the company's app could be interested in items or combination that offer extra loyalty points. Market basket analysis only uses transaction with more than one item, as no association can be made with the single purchases. Item association does not necessarily suggest a cause and effect, but simply a measure of co-occurrence. It does not mean that since chips and cold drinks are frequently bought together, one is the cause for the purchase of the other. But it can be inferred from the information that this purchase is most probably made at a point. Such rules or hypotheses must be tested and should not be taken as truth unless it is verified by sales of such items. Market basket analysis looks for combination of products that frequently occur in purchases and has been widely used since the introduction of electronic point of sale systems that have allowed the collection of immense amount of data. Let us now discuss how it works. It is used to determine what items are frequently bought together or placed in the same basket by customers. Market basket is the technique used to find the pattern of purchases. The relationship is made in the form of a conditional algorithm. Market basket analysis creates if-then scenario rules. For example, if item A is purchased, then item B is likely to be purchased. The rules are probabilistic in nature, or in other words, they are derived from the frequencies of co-occurrence in the observations. Frequency is the proportion of baskets that contain the items of interest. It uses this purchase information to leverage effectiveness of sales and marketing, like that of pricing strategies, product placement, and various types of cross-selling strategies. Let us assume market basket analysis in terms of shopping at a supermarket. Market basket analysis takes data at transaction level, which lists all items bought by a customer in a single purchase. The technique determines relationship of what products were purchased with other products. These relationships are then used to build profiles containing if-then rules of the items purchased. The rules could be written as if A than B. Here, the if part of the rule, the A above is known as the antecedent, and then part of the rule is known as the consequent, the B part is known as the consequent. I repeat it once again. Here A is called the antecedent, and then the B part is known as the consequent. The antecedent is the condition and consequent is the result. A collection of items purchased by a customer is called an item set. The set of items on the left hand side are, for example, sandwich, cookies. For example, we can say that it could be sandwich or cookies, and these are the antecedent in this example as per the rule, while the one to the right hand which can be written in the example are called as the consequent. The probability that the antecedent event will occur, that is, a customer will buy a sandwich and cookies, is the support of the rule. The measure gives an idea of how frequent an item set is in all the transactions. Mathematically, support is the fraction of the total number of transactions in which the item set occurs. The support of an item or item combination helps to identify keystone products. Hence, if a sandwich and cookies have high support, then they can be priced to attract people to the store. Now let us understand what the probability in this rule is. The probability that a customer will purchase a drink on the condition of purchasing a sandwich and cookies is referred to as the confidence of the rule. Technically, confidence is the conditional probability of occurrence of consequent given by the antecedent. Confidence can be used for product placement strategy and increasing profitability. Placing high margin items near associated high confidence items can increase the overall margin on purchases. Now let us understand what do we mean by the lift in this rule. Lift controls for the support, that is the frequency of consequent, while calculating the conditional probability of occurrence of y given x. Lift is a very literal term given to this measure. The lift of the rule is the ratio of the support of the left hand side of the rule, for example sandwich or cookies, co-occurring with the right hand side, for example drink, divided by the probability that the left hand side and the right hand side co-occur if the two are independent. Putting it simply, lift is the rise in probability of having y on the card with the knowledge of x being present over the probability of having y on the card without any knowledge about presence of x. A lift greater than 1 suggests that the presence of the antecedent increases the chance that the consequent will occur in a given transaction. Lift below 1 indicates that the purchasing the antecedent reduces the chances of purchasing the consequent in the same transaction. Let us understand that this could indicate that the items are seen by customer as alternatives to each other. When the lift is 1, then purchasing the antecedent makes no difference on the chances of purchasing the consequent. Market basket analysis search for rules with lift that are greater than 1, backed with high confidence values and often high support. Let us now understand with an example the measure of effectiveness of the rule. The measure of the effectiveness of the rule are as follows. Number 1, it is support. Number 2, it is confidence. Number 3, it is lift. And there are others called affinity or leverage. Now, we are going to discuss support and confidence in more detail using an example data set. For example, let us consider this. Here are 5 different transactions with different purchases in each transaction. Let us consider transaction number 1. Here on the left hand side, these are given the different transaction IDs from 1 to 5, while on the right hand side, the given are the name of item, different items purchased in these different transactions. For example, let us consider in transaction number 1, the customer purchases bread and milk, while in the transaction number 2, he purchases bread, milk and butter. In transaction number 3, the customer purchases bread, milk, jam, chips and biscuits, while in transaction ID number 4, the customer purchases bread, milk, butter and biscuits. In transaction number 5, for example, the customer purchases bread, milk, butter and eggs. The previous data in this example can be represented as, here we take a table. On this side of the table, we have written the transaction from T1 to T5. These are 5 transactions. And on this side, we have written different items purchased per transaction. In this table, 1 represents the items purchased, while the 0 represents item which were not purchased. Let us see in transaction what happens in transaction 1. It is the bread and milk which is purchased in the transaction 1. And looking at the table, we will find that from transaction 1 to transaction 5, it is only the bread and milk which has been purchased consistently throughout all the transactions, while regarding the other items, some have been purchased, some have not been purchased. Say for example, in the transaction T1, the items purchased are bread and milk only, while regarding butter, jam, biscuits, chips and eggs, these were not purchased. In the transaction T2, the items purchased are bread, milk and butter, while rest of these items were not purchased. In the transaction 3, bread, milk, jam, biscuit and chips were purchased, while the butter and eggs were not purchased. In the transaction T4, bread, milk, butter and biscuits were purchased, while the jam, chips and eggs were not purchased. In the transaction T5, the items like bread, milk, butter and eggs were purchased, while the jams, biscuits and chips were not purchased. For the sake of simplicity, let us once again discuss what support means, especially regarding to this rule. Support means how much historical data supports a rule, and confidence means how confident are we that the rule holds true. Support can be calculated as the fraction of rows containing both A and B or joint probability of A and B. Among rows containing A, confidence is the fraction of rows containing B or conditional probability of B given A. Now, let us discuss with the help of an mathematical example how support, lift and confidence are calculated. Here we are taking an example where a customer is purchasing grocery items. Here in this example, if a customer purchases bread, butter, jam, biscuit, chips, eggs. Now, say for example, a customer who is purchasing bread and butter, what is the probability that he buys at the same time milk also? Now, let us calculate support in this example. the idea of support says that support is equal to number of rows containing all three items upon total number of transaction. What do we mean by all three items? All three items in this example are bread, butter and milk. Now let us see how many transactions contain these. Bread, milk and butter are together taking place in this transaction number T2, number T4 and number T5. So it is total it is three number of transactions, three number of rows or three number of transactions where bread, butter and milk are being purchased together, while total number of transactions are 5 from T1 to T5. So support in this example would be 3 upon 5. Now let us see what do we mean by confidence. Confidence mathematically can be expressed as it is equal to the number of rows containing bread and butter. Now we are calculating what is the confidence that a person purchasing bread and butter would purchase the milk at the same time. The confidence says it is the number of rows containing bread and butter divided by number of rows containing milk at the same time. The number of rows containing bread and butter are 3 as we have seen previously, and number of rows containing milk are 5, since the purchase of milk is taking place in all the 5 transactions. The confidence would be equal to 3 upon 5. Let us now understand how lift is calculated in this example. Let us consider we are calculating lift. What is the lift for this example where a customer purchasing bread and butter would at the same time purchase milk also? This can be calculated with the help of formula given here. It would be equal to support bread, butter, union milk. It is saying that what would be the support whether when a customer purchasing bread and butter purchases milk also, it would be divided by support of bread and butter into support of milk. As we know how support is calculated. Support is calculated by dividing the number of rows containing all the items mentioned in the example of purchase divided by total number of transactions taking place there. So here is in this example, support bread, butter, union milk would be 3 upon 5, as the number of rows containing bread, butter and milk together are 3, while the total number of transactions in this example are 5. So it would be equal to 3 divided by 5, that is equal to 0.6. Now once again calculating support bread and butter as it is given here in the denominator. Support for bread and butter would be equal to number of rows containing bread and butter together divided by number of rows for the total transaction, that is 3 divided by 5 equals to 0.6. Now calculate the support for milk as it is desired here in the denominator, support milk. Support for milk would be equal to number of rows containing the milk divided by total number of transaction, that is 5 divided by 5 equals to 1. Now putting every support in this formula, lift can be calculated as lift bread butter intending to milk equals to 0.6 divided by 0.6 into 1, it comes as 1. Let us now discuss the benefits of market basket analysis. Market basket analysis, which is a key technique used generally by large online retailers to analyze customer buying habits by finding association between the different items that customers place in their shopping baskets. The discovery of these associations can help retailers develop marketing strategies by gaining insight into which items are frequently purchased together by customers. The strategies may include points like this. Number one, changing the store layout according to trends, customer behavior analysis. Number three, catalog design. Number four, cross marketing on online stores. Next, what are the trending items customer buy? This can also be one of the benefits of market basket analysis. Another benefit of market basket analysis is customized emails with add-on sales, etc., and so many others are there. Online retailers and publishers can use this type of analysis to inform the placement of content items on their media sites or products in their catalog. To deliver targeted marketing, for example, emailing customers who bought specific products with other products and offers on those products that are likely to be interesting to them. Now, let us understand practical applications of market basket analysis. When one hears market basket analysis, one thinks of shopping carts and supermarket shoppers. It is most important to realize that there are so many other areas in which market basket analysis can be applied. An example of market basket analysis for a majority of internet users is a list of potentially interesting products for online retailers. Major online retailers inform the customer that people who bought the item being purchased by them also reviewed or bought another list of items. A list of applications of market basket analysis in various industries is listed below. Number one, for example, it could be retail. In retail, market basket analysis can help determine what items are purchased together and purchased sequentially also and purchased by seasons moreover. This can assist retailers to determine product placement and promotion optimization. For instance, combining product incentives. Does it make sense to sell chips and cold drinks or cold drink and crackers? Now, let us take another example of telecommunications. In telecommunications, market basket analysis can be used to determine what services are being utilized and what package customers are purchasing. They can use that knowledge to direct marketing efforts at customers who are more likely to follow the same path. Companies can bundle various internet and direct-to-home services with varying offers based on these study results. Now, let us take another example of banks where market basket analysis could be beneficial. In banking, for instance, market basket analysis can be used to analyze credit card purchases of customers to build profiles of fraud detection purposes and cross-selling opportunities. Now, let us take another important example for market basket analysis benefits, and this is the area of medical. In medical area, for example, in healthcare or medical services, market basket analysis can be used for co-appearing symptom analysis, with which a profile of illness can be better identified. It can also be used to establish associations between environmental effect and gene expression. Thank you very much for watching this video lecture. My next video lecture would be on conjoint analysis.